Hawkman. 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 That's my intro right there. So, let's talk about the premiere or premium Premier Toys Eagle Warrior. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this yet, and I'm not sure how many people are actually planning on getting it. I've seen definitely in some of the groups I'm in that people have it, but I haven't seen some of the bigger reviewers talking about it all that much, and I'm not sure if people even know this thing is out. I didn't even know it was out until all of a sudden I just saw people getting it, and then I was like, oh, I guess I should probably get mine too. So here he is without wings, obviously, because he ain't spinning with wings on. I will put those on in a little bit. In a little bit. That'll be a process. But let's just talk about this guy in general. He, for the most part, is pretty decent. We'll get a closer look in a second here. I just wanted to show you how he looks before we talk about him. So the Eagle Warrior, or Hawkman from Black Adam, I almost forgot the movie name for a second, is a third-party figure from Premier Toys. They also have a Dr. Fate, which I'm excited for. I wish he came out first because he is the one I'm more excited for. I got this one as a companion piece, and because I already have two other winged men who look great in their right, but definitely look better than this guy. Not saying this guy looks bad. He's got his issues, which we will go over in a second. But as you can see, it's got your typical third party. Let's get him off the stand here. He's got his typical third party things where they've got the cheaper quality material as opposed to doing more of the in-depth detailing. You can always tell. Like if you look at the third-party Ebony Maw compared to the one Hot Toys not Ebony Maw, the other one, the Corvus Glaive, you could see that there's so much detail that the third-party one is lacking. Let's get this off of you, buddy. But you could definitely tell that there is some weirder details on this guy. Before I talk about that, let's actually talk about accessories. So he comes with 3 accessories that aren't the wings. He comes with an extra backpack that's supposed to go on when he has the wings. Here, let me pick him back up. You can see on the back there, it's flat now, but this goes on when the wings go on, so it's more of a, it looks proper. So that's that. Then he comes with 2 extra hands. He's got this pointing hand. You gotta focus on the pointing hand. There we go. It's pointing at you. And he's got another pointing hand. Now the thing about this pointing hand is the skin tone. It's a little weird. Let's pull him back up for. And I know hands are usually lighter than the rest of the skin color, but this is some white dude's hand. I don't know if they forgot to. I don't know if this is how they look for everybody's, but like this is just some normal white dude's hand, right? Like I'm not crazy. Did they forget to paint it, or is this how he looks? Editor me, put a picture beside this to see if the hand skin tone is accurate or not. Thank you, Editor me. Very cool. So as you saw from Editor me, it may or may not be accurate. But that's it for accessories. He's got 2 extra hands, not including the ones that he has on his body. Oh, and obviously the mace and the shield, but you already saw those because he's on him. Let's talk about the base real quick as well, because I like this thing. It's heavy. Nice, flat, smooth bottom, and it's got this really cool, like, rock design. This is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. And like I said, it's hefty. It feels nice. And honestly, you could use this for a bunch of things. You could use this for any weird... you could put this on Moon Knight, and nobody would probably ever bat an eye. You won't, but, like, you could. But it looks really nice. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's get the wings on him. Okay, so I'm Metro from the future coming back to the past. because I forgot to do this earlier, and I'm gonna make it look like I've been doing it the whole time. So when future me, well, past future me says, "All right, let's do articulation and head sculpt," we're actually doing it now. I'm going back and retroactively adding it now, so don't question it. So head sculpt. Let's just start by saying it's not my favorite thing in the whole world. I'm not sure why they gave him this giggly smile. The not as bad as the Paul Rudd Ant-Man smile, but it's not great either. And you can't really see the eyes, but they almost look cross-eyed. They are cross-eyed. So I'm not sure what the decision there was. The helmet looks really good though. I think that's got a really good look to it. Like when you're not looking at the eyes, I think with the smile, it's all right. So I'm not mad about that. The neck looks really long. He's got a very long neck. Not sure how that ended up happening. And let's go through the outfit real quick. So these plastic is very similar to the feeling of the if you have the 108 Toys Dark Side. It feels like that with some strappies every now and then. This looks like he's kind of wearing leggings, and it's very restrictive. Whatever. I'm not posing his legs. Now with the knee pads, one of them is on correctly, almost, and then one of them is just off to the side. So at some point, I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Not looking forward to it. The leg design, like the design on it, looks fine. It's got that nice pattern to it, but just the knee pads is weird. And then with the boots as well, it's got the split cut, which is great. I need to sneeze, so bless you. Thank you. So with the feet, the split boot is great on this one. And on this one, as you can see, it's like warped a little bit, so it's like split in a weird spot. Again, not the end of the world, but it's also not my favorite thing in the world. Now with articulation, his neck can do a full life-ending 360. His arm goes up this far without this getting in the way. This is on like a strap that's glued on, so I'd be careful with that. His arm goes back that far. Single jointed elbow because it's an exposed joint, which usually I'm not a big fan of, but for something like this, that is going to be more of a, excuse the light, he really wanted to say hi. It's going to have the wings, so it's going to be more of like a display piece than anything. I don't mind it as much. Our other arm does the same. Like articulation, it goes about that far because of the pants. It goes back that far, and his knee bends. So this man's not made for leg articulation. All in all, though, for what he is, he's not bad. Before I transition to him with wings on, so just make note, when you take the back off, there's these two parts right here, enhance. And then all you have to do is take these wings and screw them into those parts right there. It's very similar to the Iron Scavenger. And it will be obvious which side you screw in because there's little like indents on the other side. So you just pop it on there and screw it in. Here he is with that beautiful full wingspan. And you can see that white man's pointing finger I've put on him. No, hold on here. Why does the other hand now look darker than... No, never mind. We're not going to get into this. So the wingspan is really big. My biggest complaint is he doesn't come with a resting pair of wings, like, you know, the ones that just kind of like sit flat on his back. And that these are just big pieces of plastic, similar to the Wonder Woman 80, whatever, 84, right? That's what it was. Wonder Woman 84 figure. It's not like the Falcon where it's more bendable and flexible. Once you have them on, they're on. And I will say, he looks really good. Adjusting camera a bit. See if you could get that whole wingspan. He looks really good. And I probably should have talked about posability and his head sculpt before I put the wings on, because now I'm going to have to take them off. And talking about the wings, guys, I have a confession to make. When I was putting the wings on, I completely didn't listen to my own instructions, and I was trying to screw it in the wrong way. So Don't be like me. Please listen to past me and not present me, and learn from my mistakes. But you can see he looks really good with the wings. And while we have the wings out, let's bring out a friend or two, shall we? I brought out Superman. So I brought out Superman and Aquaman. I brought out Aquaman because I can use him because the trailer just came out and it makes me look more relevant. And I brought out Superman because he's the only other one that I have that would somewhat make sense, even though I don't have a blue and red suit Superman. I do have a blue and red suit Superman, but it doesn't make any sense because it's the Superman CW, not the Superman and Lois, but the one that Brendan Ruth wore in So Toys The Last Sun Returns. Let's just clarify. But I think overall, for a grouping, it's kind of hard to pose where my camera is, so I had to just make do with what I have here. Let's see if that's a little better. I don't want to see that crack, though. I think for the most part, they look pretty good together. I'm pretty happy with the end result here. And he looks really good on the shelf overall. He's in the back, but it makes sense because he's elevated and he's got his wings on. And he's also elevated right now. You can see he's on the stand, and so is Aquaman. Superman is not. So, but now that we're done with comparisons, let me go back in time. The dog just opened my door, so I'm gonna have to pause anyway because she's selfish and can't wait for me to finish. So let's go back and we'll do some articulation and talking about head sculpts. All in all, not a bad figure. Not something that I'd have at the front of the display to go, look, it's my best figure ever, because there's very specific figures that go there. But he's not a bad figure. If you're looking to pick him up, I got him off of Neo Geek. I'm not sure if they still have it available. It's very limited availability with this guy, from what it seems like. But they did have him when I bought him. And let me know if you're planning on picking this guy up, or if you already have this guy. And if you're planning on picking up the Dr. Fate, and if you have the Hot Toys Black Adam on sale. And if you do have that Hot Toys Black Adam on sale, not on sale, purchased, let me know which one, whether it's the golden one or like the more dirty one. All in all, not a bad figure. Wish the wings moved. Wish the neck wasn't so long. But I can live with it. So I'll see you next time when I talk about a figure nobody else is talking about.